Now you want to chain 1, turn your work, and go into the first 9 stitches along with a double crochet in your white. Into your 10th stitch, go in, but only pull through those first 2 loops. Drop your white yarn to the front, pick up your black yarn, pull through those last 2 loops, go into that stitch for a double crochet, go into the next stitch, but only pull through 2 loops, drop your black yarn to the front, pick up your white yarn, pull through those remaining 2 loops, go into the next stitch, but only go through 2 loops, drop your white yarn to the front, pick up your black yarn, pull through those remaining 2 loops, go into the next stitch for a double crochet, and go into the next stitch, but only pull through the first 2 loops. Now drop your black yarn to the front, pick up your white yarn, pull through those last 2 loops, and continue along this row with your white yarn doing double crochets. And that concludes that round. Okay, so after that you want to chain 1, turn your work, and we're going to double crochet with our white in the first 2 stitches, so 1, 2. We're going to go into the next stitch, but only pull through those first 2 loops. Going to drop that yarn to the back, pick up our black, pull through those last 2 loops, not pulling too tight. We're going to go into the next stitch for a double crochet, then into the next stitch we're going to go in, but we're only going to pull through the first 2 loops. We're going to drop our black yarn to the back, take our white yarn again, pull through those remaining 2 loops, and then into the next 14 stitches we're going to go in with our white yarn for a double crochet, into that next stitch we're going to go in, but only pull through the first 2 loops. We're going to take our black yarn, pull through those remaining 2 loops, go into the next stitch for a double crochet, into the next stitch we're going to go in, but only pull through those first 2 loops. We're going to drop our black yarn to the back, take our white yarn, pull through those remaining 2 loops, and go into the rest of the stitches along with our white for a double crochet. We're going to chain 1 and turn our work. We're then going to go into the first 3 stitches with our white for a double crochet, 2, 3, into the next stitch we're going to go in. We're only going to pull through those first 2 loops. Going to drop our yarn to the front, take our black yarn, pull through those last 2 loops, go into the next stitch for a double crochet, and into the next stitch we're going to go in. We're going to go in, but we're only going to pull through those first 2 loops. Going to drop our yarn to the front, take our white yarn, going to take our white yarn, pull through those last 2 loops. We're going to go into the next 12 stitches for a double crochet in our white. That's 2, 3, into that 13th stitch. We're going to go in, but only pull through the first 2 loops. We're going to drop that yarn to the front, take our black yarn, I'm going to pull through those last 2 loops, go into the next stitch for a double crochet. We're going to go into the next stitch, but only pull through those first 2 loops, drop our black yarn to the front, pick up our white yarn, go through those last 2 loops and go into the remaining stitches across with our white. Now I'm going to chain 1, I'm going to turn my work, and I'm going to go into the first 4 stitches with my white for a double crochet, into that 5th stitch. I'm going to go in, but only pull through the first 2 loops. I'm going to drop that yarn to the back, pick up my black yarn, and I'm going to pull through the last 2 loops. We're going to go into the next stitch, but we're only going to pull through the first 2 loops. Then we're going to take our white, we're going to pull through those last 2 loops with the white. We're going to go into the next stitch, but we're only going to pull through the first 2 loops. We're going to take our black, pull through the last 2 loops, go into the next stitch, pull through but only through the first 2 loops. We're going to take our white again, pull through those last 2 loops, go into the next stitch, pull through but only through the first 2 loops. We're going to take our black and pull through those last 2 loops. And we're going to go into the next stitch, but only pull through the first 2 loops. Take our white, through those last 2 loops, into the next stitch, and we're going to repeat this along, swapping our yarns till we get to that first black stitch again. Take my black again with those last 2 loops, and this is where go into the next stitch, that first one of the black row, and pull through those last 2 loops, drop that black yarn, pull through with the white, go into the next stitch with the white, and then continue the rest of that work row with the white. And then chain 1 and turn your work. What we've just done is started to add the teeth, so go into the next 4 stitches along, the double crochet with our white, and this row is a repeat of the last row. Into that next stitch you go in, you only pull through those first 2. Drop your yarn to the front, take your black, pull through those last 2 loops, and then we're just going to start repeating what we did in that last round. And then we chain 1 and turn our work. And you're going to go into the first 4 stitches for a double crochet in white, into that next stitch you're going to go in, but only pull through 2, drop our yarn to the back, pick up our black, pull through those last 2 stitches, go into that next stitch, but only pull through 2 loops, drop our black, pick up our white, pull through, and into the stitches all the way up until our last black. We're going to do double crochet in the white, so then we pull through those, only the last white, you only pull through those first 2 loops, drop your yarn, pick up your black, don't pull too tightly, pull through those last 2 loops, go into that next stitch with the black, only pull through those first 2 loops, pick up your white, pull through those last 2 loops, and then continue on the rest of that row double crocheting in your white, and then chain 1, and that is the end of that row. What you can do now is take your scissors, cut yourself a nice length of the black because you'll be using this later. So from here we're going to start decreasing down into a point. So into those first 2 stitches we're going to put a decrease stitch. So go in as if you're going to double crochet, only pull through the first 2 loops, yarn over, into the next stitch, yarn over, pull through those first 2 loops, pull through those last 2 loops, and then crochet along 1 double crochet in every stitch until you reach the last 2 stitches, and that's where we'll put another double crochet decrease stitch. Okay, so last 2 stitches, what you want to do, go into that first stitch, yarn over, pull through 2, yarn over, go into the next stitch, yarn over, pull through 2, and yarn over, pull through all 3. And then we're going to chain 1, we're going to turn our work, and we're going to repeat. We're going to do a double crochet decrease in those first 2 stitches, and then we're going to double crochet 1 in each stitch along until we reach those last 2 stitches, where we're going to put another double crochet decrease. We're going to continue this all the way down into a point. So complete that point and I'll meet you back. Okay, so once you've done that you should end up with something like this. And now I would go ahead and weave in the top white yarn and the top black yarn. If you've watched my previous pendant tutorials you know to leave that one loose. And also leave this one loose, because now we're going to take this one. We're going to put our hook in here, and we're going to pull that. We're going to pull up a loop from that. We're then going to go and slip stitch across the centre of the teeth. Until you reach there, and just pull that end through, and then And you can take your needle, attach it to that, catch that end onto something, turn it over, and then you can just weave in your end. Okay, from here you can add your tassel and your rod, and you can leave it as is, or you can take all your colourful yarns and you can embroider on like this. I'm not going to show you how to do this today, as it really is up to you how you do it, whether you want to leave it plain or whether you want to decorate it a bit and make it look like a sugar skull. If you want to see how to attach the tassel and the rod, I recommend you go and watch my Frankenstein tutorial, as I show you both of those steps in that one. But I'm going to go ahead and do mine now, and I will get back to you in a moment. Okay everyone, and that is the end. Thank you so much for watching. I really hope you enjoyed this tutorial. Please do subscribe and like this video. Comment below if you have any questions or if there's anything you would like to suggest I try next. I do have a few more things in the works currently. There will be another video next weekend, so stay tuned and I'll see you all next time. Bye!